Tomorrow is a big day for voters in New York and for the presidential hopefuls wanting to snag those delegates. But why has money been a big subject of debate for the Democratic candidates? Plus, a Coast Guard pilot flying in Mobile speaking out about the dangers of laser lights after someone pointed one into the cockpit of his plane. That caused a major distraction. Then flooding in Houston causing an emergency situation there. With over a foot of rain today, residents are bracing for even more rain in the coming days.
We'll take a look at that situation in Texas. Plus, we'll have your forecast for the Gulf Coast. How long will this nice weather we're experiencing outside last? I'll have your forecast coming up.
Committed to you. Fox 10 News at 4.
Well, hi there, and thank you for looking in on Fox 10 News at 4 on this Monday. It's good to see you today. I'm Lenny Slagan. Well, we're just a day away from the primary in New York, but with a tightening race on both sides, none of the candidates are letting up. The attacks just continue to fly in every conceivable direction. Fox News correspondent Joe Waldman has more from Washington.
That is what the political revolution is about. And that is that we're going to win this.
Brooklyn-born Bernie Sanders wasting no time going directly after Hillary Clinton at his biggest rally yet, according to his campaign, not far from where he grew up. Nearly 30,000 people cheering the Vermont senator on Sunday evening, hoping for an upset tomorrow as Sanders is still trailing Clinton by more than 10 points. Clinton, despite losing 7 contests in a row, pivoting to the Republicans, going after some GOP candidates for running what she sees as divisive campaigns.
When we have candidates running for president on the Republican side who are deliberately inciting divisiveness.
Donald Trump building a metaphorical wall between him and the Republican National Committee as he continues to hammer party leadership for what he sees as a rigged nomination process.
We have a system that's absolutely rigged. It's rigged. We have a rigged system.
All eyes are on the magic number of 1,237 GOP delegates, with Trump still about 500 delegates short. Ted Cruz, tired of the complaining, firing back on Twitter, writing, "Donald, over 1.3 million people just voted in Utah, North Dakota, Wisconsin, Colorado, and Wyoming. You lost all 5 in a row by huge margins. No whining." The most recent poll has Donald Trump leading his GOP opponents by double digits in New York, Pennsylvania, and California. In Washington, Joel Waldman, Fox News.
Well, here's a look at what's at stake in tomorrow's New York primary. Candidates on the Democratic side are looking at 247 delegates, while Republicans have 95 up for grabs. The 2 Democratic presidential candidates may be stumping for every last vote before tomorrow, but the money it takes to do that was a top subject for debate, and it's all thanks to a very unusual protest. It happened outside a fundraiser Saturday at George Clooney's California home, where demonstrators were throwing money at Clinton's motorcade. But the actor pushed back and explained why such big money events are necessary for Democrats.
The overwhelming amount of the money that we're raising is not going to Hillary to run for president. It's going to the down ticket. It's going to the congressmen and senators to try to take back Congress.
Senator Bernie Sanders has recently started raising money for congressional races after taking some heat on that matter. New York Times columnist Charles Blow says neither candidate will be able to implement their agendas without a friendly Congress.
Both of them are likely to run into a Congress that looks a lot like this one, and there is no way that any Congress that looks like this one is going to do half or even a quarter of what those 2 Democratic candidates are saying that they want to pursue.
So far, Clinton has raised more than $15 million for these down ticket races. All right, parts of Houston, my goodness, flooded after some very, very heavy rain there. The mayor of Houston said this is a life-threatening emergency, and after more than a foot of rain today, there could be more rain on the way there. Diane Gallagher has the report.
It's flooding over there. The city of Houston is underwater and bracing for even more rain in the coming days.
This is an unprecedented amount of water.
taking over shopping centers and parking lots. Hail so big it looks more like golf balls blanketing this driving range. Overnight, streets turned into streams, surprising drivers in the wee hours of the morning.
It was dark, so a lot of these people were just going about their business and didn't realize what they're doing.
Schools, government offices, public transportation all shut down today as officials spent much of Monday urging people not to get behind the wheel.
This is not the day to be on the roads in the city of Houston, or quite frankly, in our region.
Case in point, this dramatic video of a Houston man realizing just how deep the water is a little too late.
Leave the car, swim.
Luckily, a local reporter was there getting video of the flooding and able to coach the driver to safety. He's okay.
I thought it was just a puddle. No more.
But so far, emergency workers have performed more than 400 high water rescues. All the more reason, the mayor notes, to stay home in the Houston area.
You're going to put yourself in danger, and then you're going to put people in danger who are coming out to rescue you.
Now, in some places, up to 16 inches of heavy rains have forced 7 of the city's many bayous out of their banks, flooding more than 1,000 homes, knocking out power to more than 100,000 in the region. And forecasts indicate it's not over yet.
It's a lot of rain, and more rain will be coming.
In Washington, Diane Gallagher, Fox 10 News.
Wow, and you know, as people to our west deal with a heavy rain along the Gulf Coast, it's been fairly calm and sunny on this Monday. Taking a look at Orange Beach now from our camera there at Turquoise Place, our chief meteorologist Jason Smith enjoying the outdoors on our patio here at Fox 10. He's in today for Chastity Bird with the first look at our forecast. Jason, I think I can hear the birds chirping out there. It's so nice.
It is nice out here today, and we're going to continue to see nice weather for a little while, and then we'll see some changes by the tail end of the week. We need this nice weather to hang around. You can't beat temperatures in the mid-70s with plenty of sunshine. And just a few minutes ago here on Fox, when we were showing them some of that flooding in Texas, I want to take you there right now with our satellite picture. All the clouds west of us, we're clear here, but we are seeing issues back to the west. Look at the radar over parts of Texas and Louisiana, and you can see that rain very, very heavy near Houston and now tracking towards the Texas-Louisiana line. And this is a look at some of the storm totals here on the border between Harris County, Texas and Waller County, Texas, just to the northwest of Houston. Radar estimates of about 14.3 inches of rain in the last day in a 24-hour period, and one gauge actually registered over 17 inches in this area. So that's why we're seeing major flooding there. But we're underneath the ridge here, so we're in pretty good shape. Our current conditions, 77 now in Mobile. We were down to 75 last hour. We're back up to 77 degrees. Gulf Shore's at 71. It's a nice breeze out there, and humidity is low. This evening, looking at your numbers for the next couple of hours, 75 degrees at 6 o'clock, 73 by 7 o'clock, and then temperatures drop into the mid-60s by 9 p.m. It's going to be another pleasant night, and it may get a tad bit cool tonight. We'll track those temperatures. Also, as we go through the week, we'll start to see a few changes. Nothing scary, but we may see some rain chances by the tail end of the week, and we'll look at the timing on that in your forecast later on.
An earthquake in Ecuador leaves behind devastation, claiming the lives of 350 people. And now rescuers and aid flooding in from all over the world, really, to help survivors there. Search operations still underway for anyone trapped beneath the rubble. Doctors, psychologists, and dogs trained to search for survivors are all in the area lending a helping hand. Secretary of State John Kerry says the U.S. will help in any possible way. In Japan, the death toll from 2 deadly earthquakes now up to 42, with more than 1,000 people injured. Reports of tremors Thursday, then again over the weekend. Search and rescue crews continue to look for survivors in crumbled buildings and in areas hit by landslides. All this as people are being warned of yet more aftershocks. I've got a street closing in Mobile to tell drivers about. That project actually started today, and it could interrupt your afternoon commute. Plus, if you've been thinking about making your home more eco-friendly, a good place to start, did you know, is in your kitchen, and it's actually easier than you might think. Plus, a local pilot is speaking out after a laser light was pointed into the cockpit of his airplane. We're telling you more about the dangers of this happening. But first, I want to thank you for staying with me and watching Fox 10 News at 4 on this Monday. I'm Lenise Lagan. Stay close. The news continues. Looking to make your home more eco-friendly? A good place to start is right in the kitchen. In today's Health Minute, Seth Kovar has details now on how going green can help you save energy and money.
Going green in the kitchen isn't as hard as you might think. For starters, instead of washing dishes by hand, turn on the dishwasher. Studies show a load in the dishwasher uses nearly 40% less water. If you're not planning to cook for a large group at Thanksgiving, opt to use a small convection oven to prepare your meals. Slow cookers are another great option and great for conserving energy. While we're all guilty of this at some point, opening up the fridge and keeping it open while trying to decide what to eat. This only wastes more energy, so figure out what you want before heading to the fridge. A better alternative to packing your groceries in paper or plastic, reusable canvas bags. Using reusable bags can drastically minimize plastic waste and its impact on the environment. And recycle. Most areas have a recycling pickup along with a regular trash pickup, making it easier to go green. For today's Health Minute, I'm Seth Kovar.
Well, Fox News is committed to your health as well as your families. An Alabama football player has a rare eye infection and it could cause him to lose his eyesight. Fox News is answering questions that you might have about this disease, and we're also telling you how to prevent from getting it in the first place. Michael Brannon will check in with a full report. That's during your Most Local News at 5. The first African-American woman to command a Navy ship making her way to the port city today. The advice she has for people facing challenges. Then this.
I was not able to see my flight controls or the airspeed.
A chilling statement from a Coast Guard pilot flying here in Mobile when a green laser light was flashed at his plane.
Eastern Shore Toyota is proud to sponsor today's Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Listen up, drivers in Mobile. We've got a traffic alert now. Starting today, Broad Street's going to be closed from 6th to 15th Street. Crews are making waterline repairs. Mobile Area Water and Sewer System says the work should be done in about a week, unless there is a delay because of the weather. Detours, by the way, posted at Michigan Avenue and Duval Street. To access the Coast Guard facility in Arlington Park, drivers will be directed to 9th Street. Okay, the Coast Guard wants to alert us now about a potentially dangerous situation it's recently faced here in Mobile. Someone pointing a laser at the cockpit. Fox News reporter Steve Alexander talking to a Coast Guard pilot who had that happen to him over Mobile Regional Airport.
This FBI simulation video shows the dangers involved when someone shines a laser pointer at an aircraft. Coast Guard Lieutenant Alex Bernstein knows the danger all too well. About 6 months ago, Bernstein says he and another pilot were flying a Coast Guard plane at night at Mobile Regional Airport when that happened to them.
Our aircraft was struck by a very bright green laser, illuminating the entire interior of the aircraft.
Bernstein describes what happened then.
I was not able to see my flight controls or the airspeed. It was very distracting. The other pilot was able to take controls of the aircraft and land the airplane safely.
Coast Guard Lieutenant Garrett Santos says a laser light can travel more than 10 miles.
If you get struck by a green laser, it can cause blinding, it can cause permanent spots in your vision, spasms in your eye, and it can also cause, it can flare out to a more general light when it hits the windshield of the aircraft to cause a really bright light right in the faces of the pilots.
Coast Guard officials say a laser light could also cause a pilot to crash a plane, injuring or killing people on the ground. As for the suspect in Bernstein's case,
and the local authorities were able to find this individual pretty quick.
The penalty for conviction can be steep.
It can come with up to $250,000 in criminal fines and then an additional $11,000 in civil penalties per occurrence, and then up to 20 years in jail.
Reporting from Mobile, Steve Alexander, Fox 10 News.
And the Coast Guard says these lights have also targeted control towers and even Coast Guard ships. A scare in the sky after a possible drone crashes into a British Airways jet. According to reports, the pilot claimed he hit an object believed to be a drone while on approach to Heathrow Airport yesterday. The plane made a safe landing. No one was hurt. The incident is under investigation.
Let's take a look at what's happening out there on the Bayway right now, and you can see that conditions are moving along fairly well, but it is congested, and that is typical in the afternoon, just ahead of the 5 o'clock rush hour. We'll take a look at traffic coming up later on. In the meantime, let's see what's going on with our current temperatures. So nice out there this afternoon. We're in the 70s across most of the area, and we're going to stay pretty nice as we go through the next couple of hours. It will turn a little cooler tonight. There are some exceptions. Inland, when you get away from that breeze off the Gulf, you're actually in the lower 80s, so it's warmer inland. That's going to be a common theme over the next couple of months with Gulf water temperatures struggling to warm up. Current water temperature in the Gulf around 69, 70 degrees, and so that's why Gulf Shores is sitting at 70, but then you're warmer out at West Mobile at the airport and even warmer up around Evergreen and Crestview as you're further away from the water. Taking a look at our Futurecast model for this evening, we're not seeing any problems. It's nice and clear across the Gulf Coast through the 6 o'clock hour and into the 9 o'clock hour tonight. No problems even by 10:30, so we're not expecting rain. The beach forecast, we're backing off a bit on that rip current risk tomorrow. It'll still be significant. It'll be a moderate risk, but at least it's not a high risk, we think, for tomorrow as winds get a little lighter. And of course, we'll see plenty of sunshine. So now that spring break is over for many folks, the beach weather's actually starting to cooperate. Just works out that way sometimes. Coming up here on Fox 10 News, we'll look at traffic, and we'll also see what's happening with your extended forecast. We have a little rain expected towards the tail end of the week. Look at those chances and look at temperatures, too, coming up.
Here's a question. Can jazz and a steak dinner help a local nonprofit organization? Well, the answer is yes, if it's part of the 14th annual Ruth Chris Jazzy Lunch. Proceeds from yesterday's event will benefit the Child Advocacy Center. The group's executive director hopes that money will in turn help to increase awareness for sexual abuse.
This is Abuse Awareness Month, and we're trying to get people aware of child abuse. And we can't help children unless the abuse is reported. And of course, events like this bring attention to the work of the Child Advocacy Center, and also that means we can get more reports in.
That event, by the way, raised $80,000 for the center. A Vietnam veteran and Medal of Honor recipient honored in Mobile over the weekend. Army Command Sergeant Major Benny Atkins of Opelika attended a ceremony at Battleship Memorial Park. The White House says he repeatedly ran through enemy fire to pull injured comrades to safety when his camp was attacked in 1966. Atkins says being honored by the park is humbling.
It's a super humbling experience to be one of the individuals that is chosen to be honored for this, and the big thing is that it's a great opportunity to meet tremendous people.
President Obama gave the Medal of Honor to Atkins in 2014. The Port City welcomed a very special guest today. Admiral Rochelle Howard is the first African American to command a Navy ship. She's also the first four-star woman in Navy history. Howard played a key role in the rescue of Captain Richard Phillips, whose kidnapping by Somali pirates became a movie. Today, she toured Alston and spoke at the Buffalo Soldiers Luncheon at the Admiral Hotel. Her journey started when she was just 12 years old, and at the time she was told women could not join the Naval Academy.
Don't let the naysayers stop you. You know, you have to have belief in yourself, and a lot of times it's your family and friends who will help you get to yes. So don't give up on your dreams, ever.
Fox 10 News reporter Devin Cafaro will have her full story coming up for you in our 5:30 newscast. More women are being deployed to fight in the war against terror, and one of them is talking about how the latest terror attacks has affected her mission. And the biggest hit at the box office was all about a boy and his animal friends. So, who did The Jungle Book beat out this weekend to take the #1 spot? We're talking entertainment. A new celebrity baby, a buzzworthy new movie, and a TV series so hot, the government is getting involved. Here's David Daniel with your Hollywood Minute.
Chrissy Teigen and John Legend are parents. The couple revealed Sunday on social media that Teigen gave birth to a daughter, Luna Simone, on Thursday. It's the first child for the model/TV personality and the 10-time Grammy winner who tied the knot in 2013.
Submit yourselves to your masters with all respect.
As Hollywood deals with diversity issues, it's buzzing over the first trailer for The Birth of a Nation, Nate Parker's feature directorial debut. Parker also stars as Nat Turner in the Slave Rebellion drama, which was one of the hottest movies at this year's Sundance Film Festival. It hits theaters in October. And here's the latest twist in the Game of Thrones controversy. Producers of the hit HBO show have revealed President Obama got rare early screeners of season 6. Journalists did not. Now one journalist has filed a request under the Freedom of Information Act, asking that the president share the episodes with the public. Some fans will do anything to find out what happens next in the Seven Kingdoms. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, Beyonce just continues to keep her fans guessing. The singer posting a 20-second trailer on Instagram over the weekend. Beyonce's resting her head on the hood of a car with a voiceover in the background saying, "What am I gonna do, love? What am I going to do?" The project titled Lemonade will premiere April 23rd on HBO. Exactly what it is, well, no one knows that yet. Fans have eagerly been waiting for Beyonce's new record as she gets ready to kick off the Formation Tour. That is April 27th. A lot of people excited for that. And some speculate Lemonade might be an album film featuring the new music. How about that? So The Jungle Book taking the lion's share of profits in its opening weekend. The movie surpassed expectations, opening with nearly $104 million in ticket sales. That's the second best April debut ever, behind last year's Furious 7. Disney's new interpretation of Rudyard Kipling's classic story also continues to impress critics with a 95% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, Barbershop, The Next Cut, debuted in second place, raking in some $20 million. Then, after a weekend of On Top, Melissa McCarthy's The Boss falling to third place, taking in about $10 million.
Here's what we're seeing out there right now as we look at our current conditions. It is beautiful, obviously. If you've been outside at all today, we had wonderful weather across the Gulf Coast. It's clear on our satellite picture, but we will see some clouds second half of the week, and your forecast is coming up.
More female sailors are deploying to the Persian Gulf to fight in the war on terror, and one of them has a vital job of coordinating the fight in the air as a pilot on the USS Harry S. Truman. CNN's Brooke Baldwin boarded the aircraft carrier and talked to the lieutenant commander about if the latest terrorist attacks has affected her mission.
This is the U.S. Navy's front line of the war on terror in the Persian Gulf. Lieutenant Commander Kate Batten deployed 2 weeks after the Paris terror attacks, and her resolve only deepened after the recent bloodshed in Brussels.
That is exactly why we're out here. If anything, it gives us that much more purpose and resolve to ensure that we're doing things the right way and that we leave this region better than we found it.
When you put on your flight gear, what does that feel like?
It's interesting because it's a routine now. It's something I do every day, so a lot of times I don't think about it. But when I sit back and think, you know, what does this really mean? I still get goosebumps every time I take a catapult off.
Operation Inherent Resolve is by no means a man's mission. Batten is the senior female aviator on this hulking aircraft carrier, the USS Harry S. Truman, full of fighter jets ready to strike ISIS. This right here is a bomb. It's not live until just before this F-18 takes off, and oftentimes these pilots don't know what the specific ISIS target is until they're already in the air. Batten flies an E-2, protecting those jets. Her aircraft, one of the most essential for carrier operations, acts like air traffic control in the skies above Iraq.
For those pilots who are getting the coordinates to drop the bomb, how serious do they take their job?
We do meticulous planning every day for whatever mission that we're performing, and I know they don't take the responsibility lightly.
Orchestrated, coordinated terrorist attacks happening in the West.
Right.
Is that frustrating to you, discouraging, given everything happening out here in the Gulf?
Yeah, I would say it's disappointing. It's disappointing that we have human beings that would do that to other human beings. On the other hand, it's motivating and is assuring that the mission that we're on is very righteous.
What does ultimately success or victory look like?
Yeah, I think it looks like violent extremism being eradicated, and I don't know that we achieve that on this deployment.
Here on the USS Harry S. Truman, this is what's known as a cat shot. There are about 90 sorties of these F-18s per day, and when you feel this afterburn of these jets, let me tell you, it makes your teeth rattle.
Well, it's nice outside today as we look at downtown Mobile right now, and this is the view from our Beau Rivage battle cam. A nice sight there, a few upper-level clouds off into the distance to the west, but it should be real pretty through the evening, and we're also expecting a very nice sunset across the Gulf Coast. And I'm out here outside the Fox 10 News studios this afternoon, just enjoying the nice temperatures and hearing the birds chirp a little bit. After some rain, things have been dry for a while. Now it's starting to turn warmer. Let's look at that satellite picture, and you can see those clouds that we saw in the shot as we were looking at downtown Mobile. Those are upper-level clouds way off to the west. And back over Louisiana, Arkansas, and parts of Texas, the clouds really thickening up there. So we are starting to see that increase in cloud cover to the west. And this pattern's been just stuck in place for the last couple of days. We've been fine here. It's been dry, but to the west in Texas, they're getting hammered by heavy rain, and they'll get more tonight and tomorrow. And some locations have seen over a foot of rain, especially just north and northwest of Houston. Right now, 77 degrees in Mobile, 70 degrees in Gulf Shores, cooler with the southeast wind. Pensacola at 74 and 75 in Destin with some 80-degree temperatures in the inland spots. And there's a look at that south and southeast wind. It's at 17 miles per hour for Dauphin Island, 14 miles per hour for Gulf Shores, and 14 miles per hour for Pensacola. Not as much wind as you had inland because it's not as enhanced by the sea breeze And along the water's edge, we've had a high risk of rip currents the last several days with a strong east and southeast wind. We expect that to back off a little tomorrow. We've gone from a high risk of rip currents in our forecast tomorrow backing off to a moderate risk, but we'll have to continue to monitor those flags across area beaches. Our Futurecast model, it looks really quiet for tomorrow. Again, we'll have clouds and even some showers way west of us over into Louisiana and parts of central Mississippi. But we just have a little light cloud cover over our area. We'll be mainly sunny again tomorrow, perhaps a few extra clouds overhead, but it's not expected to be a problem. And then peeking ahead to Wednesday, starting to cloud up a bit on Wednesday, certainly by the afternoon and the evening. Tonight, a cool night. We'll be down near 50, if not the upper 40s for some inland spots. Coastal areas at 54 with mostly clear skies. Tomorrow looks beautiful. We'll have some high clouds, but other than that, our temperatures will be in the upper 70s. It'll be warm again, and it's staying dry for one more day on your Tuesday. Pollen forecast for tomorrow has it up around 9, which is medium high. It's mainly tree pollen and also grass pollen that we're having to contend with. And looking at our extended outlook, we do have some issues with potential rain, especially on Thursday and Friday, but overall the rain total is only expected to be about a quarter to a half an inch, and the best chances of rain are going to be Thursday evening, Thursday night, and Friday morning. So if you're trying to plan around that, just be aware that rain could roll in by Thursday afternoon in a few places, especially the inland spots. Overall, the event's not expected to be all that severe or heavy, not looking for major thunderstorms, but we will get some passing thunder showers for the second half of the week on Thursday and into Friday. We'll look at your weekend forecast coming up on Fox 10 News at 5 p.m., and we'll also track your traffic conditions here on Fox 10 News.
Well, if you haven't filed your taxes yet, the clock is ticking. Today's the deadline, you know. You have until midnight tonight to submit them or request an extension to avoid a penalty. Failing to do either could cost you. According to tax expert Dan Clark, it's 10 times more expensive not to file.
Late filing penalty is 5% per month or portion of month, up to a maximum of 25%. of the amount owed. So that is a pretty stiff penalty.
Oh yeah, it is. More than 150 million tax returns are expected to be filed this year. Almost 82 million refunds have been issued. According to the IRS, the average refund amount was $2,798. Fox News is committed to your safety. The U.S. government has an urgent alert now for Windows customers. The Department of Homeland Security telling Windows users to uninstall Apple's QuickTime program. QuickTime is that video and audio software that at one time was widely used to play movie trailers and other internet media clips. Well, see, Apple's last QuickTime update came in late January, and the company's decided not to issue any more security updates for the program on Windows. The software still works, but without support, it could increase the risk from viruses and other security threats. Move over, Netflix. Amazon's coming for you. The online retailer launching separate Prime and Prime Video monthly subscriptions. Get this, customers can pay $10.99 a month now for a full Prime membership or $8.99 a month for just Prime Video. Until now, Prime has only been available as a $99 annual subscription. And in case you're thinking about it, we crunched the numbers for you, and it's still a better deal if you go with that annual subscription rather than the month-to-month option. All right, turning to California, a man bringing awareness to the dangers of driving under the influence, and he's doing so by making a movie with his DUI goggles. Then this.